So one of the things to realize is when you see these numbers that these vaccine efficacy studies, they were performed under different conditions. So they're done in different populations. Done at different time periods where there's different rates of transmission and different pressure for infection. And they have different definitions of efficacy. So
Mm.
they're swabbing with different definitions and doing different surveillance. So they're not directly comparable. So I know it feels good to have a vaccine that is like 95% effective versus one that they say is 77% effective, but you can't directly compare those numbers. And so for all we know, when you do a head to head, they might be equivalent. So I would take any available vaccine and then keep up with the information and this will sort itself out. We'll figure that out later. But for now, I would take any available vaccine. I'd have no problem with that.
That's interesting. I've never heard that about the numbers. So, is there any way to kind of crunch the numbers to make them more apples to apples?
Well, you'd have the only way to do that, well, there's 2 ways to do that. The best way to do that would be to have a head to head. So you'd have, half the people getting one vaccine, half the people getting the other vaccine. The people are equivalent. They're at the same time period and similar environments. That would be the way to do that. But obviously, if you do a study, like for example, in South Africa, and you do another study somewhere else, and the South African strain, variant is escaping vaccine-induced immunity, that vaccine won't look as good. So that's an extreme example of how you can't do that. The other way to do it is you can do a messier study, is once these vaccines are out there and available, the CDC and others can just look, for the whole country and start looking at cases and retrospectively seeing how many cases are occurring with people who've received one vaccine versus another and get some idea of if one is protecting better than the other.